So we've been hard at work on our V8 Landcruiser project for the last week or two. As you might be able to see, it's got a rear differential and suspension in now, which is great. We're up to putting our engine and gearbox together and putting it on the chassis. We're doing that using a adapter kit from Castleman Rod Shop. It consists of a custom bell housing, an LS1 flywheel, and LS1 clutch cover with a Landcruiser clutch disc. It's time to pull the intake manifold off. I've got a lift plate that bolts to the valley. Let's get to it. As you can see, we've got our LS1 flywheel and clutch cover with our Landcruiser clutch disc all torqued up and bolted up using new bolts. We're just about to mate the engine to our gearbox for the very first time and try and fit it to the chassis. Hopefully it just works out. So we've got our Castleman Rod Shop bell housing adapter bolted up to our Toyota R151F gearbox. We've got a Castleman Rod Shop throwout bearing, carryout and fork, but we are using a factory LS1 Commodore flywheel and clutch cover with a Toyota Landcruiser clutch disc. All right, so it's time to meet our LS1 up with our Toyota gearbox, torque up the bell housing and mount it onto our chassis. All right, so that lined up really easily. As we always do, we're using ARP hardware. There's really no other brand you'd use. I don't think there is another brand that has fasteners. Quite insane the fashion ARP do. So really happy that went so smoothly. Looking forward to sitting on the chassis, and hopefully that goes just as well. Yeah, you can get. Doesn't really matter. Oh, hey. You might be able to tell our LS1 and Toyota gearbox are now mounted on our chassis. It's been a really big week for our FJ Landcruiser project. It's gone in the space of a couple of days from a bare chassis to a bare chassis with a front and rear diff, front and rear suspension, brakes, and an engine and gearbox. So it's been really good to see it come together after having it so bare for so long. Next for us is to work out what our fuel system and our cooling system looks like, as well as pop the cab back on so I can have a look at where our shifters and range selection sit in the cabin and work out what challenges are going to be associated with that.